So guys, welcome back. So it's going to be 111 as I'm recording this. So there you go, passing your numbers on for the day. Um, Loki has been trying something with me. And I think he's actually been trying for years. And this is where we talk about sometimes we hear what we think we should be hearing. It's kind of weird. I was misinterpreting Loki for years on something because me. And he let me because I wasn't ready to hear the right thing yet. Well there you go, 111 right now. So there you go. And the thing is, a lot of us come into whether you call it religion or you call it spirituality or whatever you call it, we come into it with a huge amount of baggage. A huge amount of baggage. And I've been having like some health issues lately, nothing thankfully COVID related, but I knew it was related, a lot of it was related to stress. And a lot of it was related to other stuff. And I used to do yoga quite a bit when I was healthier. And in yoga, it'll tell you, your body's kind of like talking to you. Every injury you get is not your body telling you some great spiritual wisdom, but if you're having a chronic issue, sometimes, work on taking care of it, but kind of, sit down with yourself and say, well, is this telling me anything? And maybe it's telling you you need to change your lifestyle or you need to do this, or maybe it is sometimes a spiritual message. I did not say just throw medical, healthcare, and science out the window. And I sat down today to rest because I've been tired, as we've all been tired. And I thought I was really mad with myself because this month, was supposed to be the month I went on this huge spiritual transformation. And I learned all the secrets of the universe because this was going to happen in this month. And I made all this spiritual progress. And the thing is, I'm sitting around today thinking, I don't think I learned a damn thing this whole month. In fact, I feel like I'm sitting here in a pit. What did I do? Exactly. And what I've done is, since we're so caught up in science now, because of world events, I was trying to make spirituality into kind of a science, and I was expecting I will put all this over here, and I will put this here, and I will only work with this, and I will do this scientifically, and I will work out a method. It doesn't work like that. It's not science. Spirituality, religion, whatever you call it, it's not an exact science. It is not. I cannot tell you why one god or goddess responds to one person one way and completely different to another person another way. And I can't tell you why some people we like having 9 billion gods and some people can barely handle one. I really can't tell you that. But what I can tell you is when I went into meditation, look, he has actually been working at me. And what he really meant was, I want you to focus on this study now and this study now. He did not mean put up defenses so bad to the point where the gods aren't getting through and gods are just pinging off your defenses. So we worked on that today, and I worked with Ganesh, and I said, I really, really have to not only open the gateway to healing, because right now, still in Pennsylvania, there is no elective surgery right now, and I wouldn't have a way to get to it if there were. And I don't need surgery or anything, but you know what I mean. You can't just go out and pop into the doctor right now. So, I said I have like these chronic issues, and I said I'm sure a lot of it's related to stress. And I said I wanted to work on that, and I asked him to open the path to healing. And I said I really have nothing to offer you. I said, I'm going to be totally honest. I do not feel like making you a vegetarian meal. I love you. I have love to offer you, and I'm working with you to offer you. But I'm really not going to lie and say that I'm going to make a vegetarian meal and try to buy your help with this. And he was actually happy with that response. So we worked on that, and we worked on, all of us are going to have very different spirituality, but one thing we all do is we all bring a huge amount of baggage in, and this feels super timely to one of you. Maybe a lot of us, maybe all of us. We all have so much baggage, and the worst thing is we pick up more every day. Think of the baggage we already have, like carrying a lot behind us. And then every day we're picking up like these little mini bags from other people, and It's anything you pick up and you don't feel happy about it, but you think you put it away. You think you put it away from you and didn't quite do it. Now, that's not a reason to freak out, but we all do it. And some of the baggage we have, we don't even know we have it. Maybe we were babies and we were just beginning to understand and we heard our parents say something. Or we were 4 years old and we were sitting in church and the preacher said something and it scared us and we may have even misunderstood it, but it's in there somewhere, and we don't even know what's in there. And you have baggage you picked up all during your religious training, whatever it was. You have baggage you picked up in school, you have baggage you picked up in family life, and usually at some point with Loki especially, we burn it all, right? We burn it all. It's gone. And then one day it's all back and there's new baggage. Where the hell did this new baggage come from? It's really easy to pick up baggage, to pick up spiritual baggage, to pick up other people's expectations of us, to pick up wanting to please other people, to pick up the idea that there's one way and one way only to do this spiritual thing. And, even those of us who know better, and I will tell you guys, there's what works and there's what doesn't. I might say, don't do this, and you do it and it works. Well, then it obviously works for you. But, it's very easy to pick this stuff up. And every so often we have to take time out and we have to let it go. And it's really hard to let go of it because we're convinced if we let go of all the baggage we're carrying, the universe will spin out of control. And so we worked on that. We worked on letting spiritual baggage go, on letting the teachings, I grew up Roman Catholic, so letting any of those toxic teachings go, keeping anything I might like, not so much the teachings, but, any of the ideas of angels or saints I'm particularly bonded to, or keeping open options, like if I ever need to sit down and talk to God, because I spent, what, 2 decades or so in that religion. Longer than that because I was trying to fight becoming a pagan. So keep options open and keep the options open with working with whomever works best. And we talked about a lot of things like we all have deep-rooted fears. And I said, I don't know if I'm more afraid that if I let all the gods in, they'll all abandon me, or if I let all the gods in, my life will never get better. And I think it was Mammon who pointed out, he said, well, okay, let's say your life doesn't get better, at least you'll have company. So there is that. And I know what he meant. I think we're all afraid that if we really let go and we really open up to the universe, to God, Buddha, Loki, a tree outside, whatever, we're going to get hurt because we've been hurt in the past, right? As a former Roman Catholic, I'm still reeling from the fact that, Jesus didn't appear to the Pope. The Saint Michael didn't appear to the Pope. The Virgin Mary hasn't had a message for all of us. I'm sure that's out there, but I haven't been looking for it either. But I'm genuinely surprised. I'm surprised the incarnation of the Buddha hasn't appeared. I'm surprised all this other stuff hasn't happened. So I had to take time out and I had to deal with that and deal with, well, the spiritual being is a lot different than the religion. There's a saying that Jesus wasn't a Christian. Well, Christ wasn't a Christian. Buddha wasn't a Buddhist, and so forth and so on. None of these people practice the religion that sprang up around them, and that's something important to remember. So I got Loki's not a Lokean. Ah. Yeah, Loki wouldn't listen to Loki. He's got that right. And so it's a beautiful day in the 70s, and we were talking, and here in this state, we're going to open. Well, we're not going to open. They're going to open golf courses and everything, and everybody and their uncle has been driving by. And I've just been talking to the gods, and I'm a little too tired to go out today, but I said it would be a beautiful day just to go outside and have like coffee on the porch for 15 minutes. I did scare the tiny bird, and this feels like a message too. She'll come back. She'll be fine. Remember the birds built the nest in the bird box? Well, I've never heard any noise. I've never heard any noise, and every time I get my mail, they're fine, and there's nobody there. Well, I finally opened the mailbox today because I'm like, well, maybe I should throw this out. I haven't seen her. I haven't heard them. I certainly haven't heard any little birds, and this little bird flies out of my mailbox. So she'll be back. I didn't scare her away for life. She'll come back. And, it's one of those things where she was keeping so quiet. I didn't know she was in there. And I will hear birds in the evening, and that must be them, but for most of the time, they're quiet in there, so I'm sure that's some kind of lesson too. Like, she keeps in that mailbox, and she's real deep in the mailbox where you can't see her. There's like a little gap where I had stuff set up, and that's how they got in there to build. Um, she is in there and she's quiet. And if you would look in there, look into the part you see, you never see her because she keeps quiet. So I'm sure that's some kind of message too to unpack. But it kind of felt timely for all of us. I think we're all kind of sick and tired of dragging all of our emotional and mental baggage around. And I'm a Gemini, so I got my horoscope for the week. And it was funny because we had Leaves of Grass by Walt Whitman in the game last night, and it came up in my horoscope. So I'm like, this has to be something. This has to be the universe talking to me. And at the time he had released it, it was you didn't release that kind of writing. And there was a a reviewer rather, that wrote this thing about how terrible and indecent and filthy and everything it was. Well, Walt Whitman took that, and the next time he published it, when he published a second edition, he put that review in the front of the book where everyone would see it, and it sold even more copies. And so the advice this week was for Geminis to do something similar, to take something totally bad and totally terrible, like this review that was meant to destroy this book and not have anybody buy it or read it and encourage book burnings or whatever nonsense they were, going for. To take something like that in our life and to turn it into a positive and to have it make whatever aspect of our life it would correspond to even better. So, I'm going to drink some more coffee so I can wake back up. I spent a long time I call it meditation, but sometimes it's nap time. Spend a lot of time in nap time just trying to do some healing work and just trying to let go of stuff. And everybody and their uncle is outside right now. I know that if I do go outside, further than my porch, I am going to have to put a mask on, and I really don't need anything. I know that, but it's in the 70s, guys. It's beautiful out there. So if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye bye.